Welcome back. One of the things that will be happening this year in the political space is elections in Edo and Ondo State. So ahead of time, we will begin to look at what is going on in that state or in those states as the power brokers, as we love to call them, continue to square up against each other to see who will eventually emerge to hold the party's ticket and win the interest or the votes of the people. Today, I'm being joined on the program as we begin to explore this conversation, focusing on Edo State by a former deputy speaker and former commissioner for information in Edo State, Mr. Paul Ohobamo, is joining us from our Abuja studio. Mr. Paul, thank you so much, sir, for coming on the program.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Well,
your state is in focus right now, so let's get straight to it. I just want to find out from the feelers you're a member of the APC, and I'm sure you also understand, you're also aware of what is happening across the state. But let's stay with your party. What are because we've not seen some kind of clarity in terms of who are the likely people to come out to fight for the party's nomination to be candidate of the party. What are the latest permutations ahead of the polls in your party?
Thank you very much. When you talk of permutations, of course, various people, they have one plan or the other. Tendencies are everywhere. But I think the most tenable of all permutations is the one that deals with equity of recognition. All other permutations are wayward. Equity of recognition. Where should power go to now? They call it zoning, but I call it equity of recognition. That is the real thing. It's the only way to go now. And you can see all other parties, whether PDP, Labour, they are in that direction. Equity of recognition. In Edo State, whether Edo South, Edo Central, Edo North, we are from the same source. We are of the same value and of the same volume. So no one is bigger in terms of potency than the others. Of course, we talk of majority. Edo South has majority. So, but I quarrel with my brothers who have the effrontery to say Edo Central, they are small, they are not equal to Edo South. It gives me the impression that the Edo South people now belong to the antediluvian concept of democracy that was championed since the days of Plato, which believes in the unequal people. Plato believed that human beings, men were not created equally, and he gave concession to that sort of democracy. But I tell you that if you take Edo Central out of Edo State, it will not be complete. Edo South has had its own historical possibilities. By this year, the second 8 year will be completed to make it 16. Comrade Adams Oshomole, our supreme leader, did for Edo North. It is the time for Edo Central. And Edo Central parades people. The politics, as we speak, politics in Edo State is highly infected. And the only antibiotic now is governorship to Edo Central people. And the drug itself is Senator Monday Okpewolo. Anywhere you go to in Edo State presently.
Mr. Obama, I wouldn't want you to mention names at all. It's too early for us to start all of that. Let's just avoid calling names because that's quite early. If you can, I plead with you. Let's just look at the issues around it primarily for me. And somebody will wonder you are... just a minute, sir. Just a minute, sir. Sorry, sir. You are from the South, if I'm correct. You're from Edo South.
Yes.
Now, some of your brothers, maybe
I'm from Edo South.
Some of your brothers from the APC and even from Edo South will be wondering why our brother is advocating for someone from the Central. Is it just about this idea of inclusion and equity, or there's something else that you're pursuing? Naturally, that's the question they will ask.
Yes. I am doing what I am doing for us to have free citizenship. We are all the same in Edo State. It's the time for Edo Central. And any Edo South candidate now or Edo North is coming on board now will be anachronistic. Error in dating. This is not the time. This is not the time for them to come, because having it again will be SS. I said it the other day that having it in Edo South will be SS. Having it in Edo North will be SS. And the cure for SS is distribution. Distribution undo SS. So we distribute it so that everyone, including Edo Central, should have enough. This is what we are saying. And a simple lust for freedom is the woes of Edo South people. If Edo Central people, if you go to Edo State now, everywhere, let Edo Central person become governor is the internal monologue of every man and woman in Edo State. I think that is the way to go. If you look at PDP,
Mr. Obama, if I may
that's what they are doing.
If I may button, so
yes,
if I understand, if you really want equity, if you really want inclusion and fairness, that means you will subscribe to the notion that irrespective of who that individual is, whether it's somebody you are interested in
yes,
flagging your party's flag or not, as long as that person is from the central, you are okay. Is that, can we conclude that?
Yes. No, the truth,
no, I just wanted an answer, sir.
You are taking...
You're talking about, sorry, sir.
No, the person
I want to establish something based on what you said. You are advocating as someone from Edo South, that Edo South, after Governor
Obaseki, my party
would have done about, is it 16 years now? And then when former Governor Adams Oshiomhole has also represented the people from the North, it's only natural that somebody from the Central represents. So I'm asking you a straight question. Irrespective of your interest, do you agree that anyone, that any party flags or any party nominates, whether it's your party or not, talking about your party now, from Central is okay by you, whether that person aligns with you or not, as long as that person is from Central? Is that okay by you?
But I'm a party man. Any other person from my party I'm talking of now. Not from any other party. People,
Mr. Hobamu,
I'm talking of my party.
Okay, Mr. Hobamu, people will now say you're biased. People will say you're biased. That if you're looking for equity...
No, what I'm telling... No, can you hear me? Let me talk to you. Yes. Well, we are talking of my party. That is the party that will produce the next governor. I'm not making errors here. It's the party that will produce the next governor. So I'm saying we must not make mistake. You heard what Itodo was saying about political party. Is the gatekeeper of democracy. Political party, you must ensure you play the filtration role of not allowing people who are dangerously unfit for office to gain your nomination, whether through the invisible primary, the primaries proper, or the general election. So I'm talking of my party. That is the party that will produce the next governor. In the last election, it is clear, of the 9 House of Rep seats, APC won 6, Labour Party won 2, PDP won 1. Of the 3 senatorial seats, APC won 2, Labour Party won 1, PDP nothing. So that one is just a Sunday school picnic. By this year, 2024, by the time we are done with PDP and Labour Party, history will not be sure they ever existed. So it's my party that will produce the next governor. I am saying that my party must do the right thing. That's it.
Okay. All right, I understand you perfectly. And I also want you to understand me, because we don't have the luxury of time. First, it is the Edo people that will decide who will be next governor, not the APC, not the PDP. So let's get that clear. That's what Constitution and the democracy.
Yes, the Edo people have started. Yes. The Edo people. The Edo people have started deciding.
Just a minute, sir. Just a minute, sir, please. Edo people will decide. My question was, even in your own party, the APC, you're advocating for equity. I'm saying, irrespective of who your party throws up, as far as that person is from the central, will you be okay with it, even if it's not somebody you're supporting within your party? That's my question.
No, from what I have said, it amounts to implied consent. When I say power must go to Edo Central, that's what I'm saying. Power, and I don't want my party to lose out. That's why I'm pleading with my leaders. that they should bring out, because Governor Obaseki has already centered on Aswa Edo Central person, and Labour Party, the national chairman told me they are going to that direction too. So we cannot be left out.
All right, so just
that's what I'm saying. I'm only pleading. It's an implied consent. If I want power to go to Edo Central, it's an implied consent that it should go to Edo Central. That's it. All
right, just a quick one before we wrap up the conversation. I'm sure you worked with Governor Godwin Obaseki. What's your assessment of his government so far? In just 1 minute or so, what's your assessment of his government, and why do you think that the APC needs to come to power?
We cannot
take
assess
over the seat of power there.
We cannot talk. The latter part? You say what?
I said, what's your assessment of the Obaseki government and why you think that the APC should be in power?
Yes.
Just 1 minute.
Thank you very much. Obaseki has done his own bit. And I don't think that the people who voted him in will still want a continuation. I think that Obaseki statute should remain, but with a note of what he did wrong. Edo State is a receptacle of certain failures. And anybody that wants to become governor in Edo State now must meet it, know that you are meeting Edo State as a state of bricks, and you are leaving it you will leave it as a state of marble. That is the test for anybody. And I tell you that the Edo Central person I know will pass that test with distinction. That is Senator Monday Okpebholo.
Obamo, I just gave you a simple, we had an agreement that you're not supposed to mention name, and I don't think it's fair that you continue to mention name.
So innocent commission, sorry.
Please, okay, maybe that's what we'll wrap up the conversation. But we're going to continue this conversation, trying to track it, though, which is why I say people will say you're biased because you keep mentioning that name. But hey, we will talk about that maybe much later. Mr. Paul Ohobamo, thank you so much for coming on the program. Former Deputy Speaker and former Commissioner for Communication and Orientation. I thank you for your insights. We'll bring you back as we continue to explore Edo politics.